When it comes to many characters in DC, we can all agree many are underutilized and plain made to help prop up other more important heroes. Honestly, it's not a bad thing, but not giving these individuals any relevancy or a place in the universe is a waste, and I hate things going to waste. These wasted characters are made into backdrop characters, a decoration in another more important character's story to add something that honestly, even if they weren't there, wouldn't really matter in the long run. Happens to Martian Manhunter, like I mentioned in my last video, and it happens to both Hawkman and Hawkgirl. It's honestly unfortunate how underutilized these two are, as their story at its very core is pretty sweet. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice that their whole thing coming together in a romantic way is always shown in every reincarnation. Besides the situation where Hawkgirl cheating with Jon Stewart in the Justice League animated series is a situation I'm not addressing. Okay, I lied. Goddamn. Did you guys see his reaction to Hawkgirl kissing dude? Damn, man. Jon Stewart held a gigantic L with pride when he walked away from the whole situation when he realized, damn, I'm really just a side dude. Damn, that's fucked up. I'll clear up the confusion right now. She didn't cheat on Hawkman with Jon Stewart. Their whole reincarnation storyline and stuff doesn't happen till like Justice League Unlimited. However, her being a fiance to somebody else on Thanagar and cheating on her fiance with Jon Stewart was a whole situation that as a kid I was like, damn, what's going on here? But as an adult, I'm like, oh fuck, that's fucked up. Now, enough of that. I've gone ahead and gone through some of their comic book origins. I have come to the conclusion of why these two aren't fleshed out more. And, given a big spot in plot lines in DC. It's because of the convoluted fucking mess whoever was writing them in every age, which made their reincarnation such bullshit spanning different ages in DC and crazy ass plot developments in whatever version they fall under to make things, I guess, interesting. Like Shaira, like going into like basically being a personality in the body of a crackhead or some shit. It was weird. It makes my brain sort of like melt, right? Like seriously, or like seriously, like read, like go through the blog that I'm about to go ahead and put it in the description. It makes my brain basically melt. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, it's so many twists and turns. It's like a maze of history and lore, and I'm just like, I don't even know what to do here. What makes sense? So what does make sense is basically how both are able to reincarnate, which is honestly pretty interesting in the way they are able to reincarnate. It involves gods, and honestly, just gods, God, our God, Christian God, and a God of the Void, which is pretty interesting. But Hawkman was originally a person or a being created by a God of the Void called Katar. Qatar, I don't know, like, it doesn't matter. I'm just call him Katar. This god had him conquer planets like Thanagar, Krypton, Earth, whatever, right? This was like eons and eons ago during the infancy of the universe. So like none of this really matters in the grand scope of things, although it probably did go ahead and help these planets sort of like go on their course of like, whatever that later on gets developed, right? An angel basically talk no jutsu Katar into going against his god, which is honestly pretty crazy, right? And he basically died from his wounds after going ahead and getting rid of all like his forces all over the universe that he built up for his god, and his service to his god from the void ends there. When he died, he met God. I mean, God. The one with the heaven, the pearly gates, everything, right? And basically, when he died, God gave him a choice. You can either go to hell because you're a piece of shit, or you can continue to reincarnate and right the wrongs that you have done by saving more people than you have killed. And trust me, he has killed a lot of people. A lot of people. But he chose to be reincarnated forever, so he may save as many people as he mercilessly killed. And that's honestly it. That's how Hawkman reincarnates. So when it comes to the angel that talk no jutsu'd Katar or Hawkman or whatever you want to refer to him to into basically like turning a new leaf, literally. God went ahead and he was pissed. God was pissed, and apparently she went against his plan, question mark, like what the fuck, don't know. But having untold numbers of people killed according to your plan is pretty fucked up. Honestly, it just sounds like Old Testament God. But anyways, the angel's name as was revealed to be Shrey. I don't know how to pronounce this. However, she was stripped of her powers, her wings, and everything, and she was told that she will be reincarnating with Katar to basically help him atone for everything he's done. And when she's completed her mission, she can go back to her position as an angel and be by his side again, which is how Hawkgirl goes ahead and reincarnates, which is pretty cool, pretty nice. So that is honestly the simplest way I can describe how these two reincarnate. Keep in mind, all this shit was written in after most of the older comics was done. They sort of like put that in just to just to go ahead and make sure that, you know, there's a reason why they reincarnate, because it was really never really explained besides them just, oh yeah, we like, I remember this past lifetime. But honestly, the whole concept itself is pretty cool. The comics themselves I will get into because, like I said before, it's like putting my brain in a blender and hitting the smoothie option. My brain is tingling just thinking about it. Overall, their comic runs would have varying success, and a lot of their storylines will be built upon them being Thanagarian, having wings, nth metal, and reincarnating to be heroes to basically fulfill their mission to God to save as many people as possible, right? The whole reincarnation thing, where it spans different ages, like the Golden Age, the Bronze Age, or whatever, really muddies everything and makes it really hard to write about them. It's like they have past lives that are canon but not canon. It's a weird in-between. Like, how the fuck are writers supposed to get any good ideas and put things together if they got to go ahead and put and work with this concept that's honestly too much work to really deal with, and they probably just said fuck it. Like, the concept was probably better looking on paper, but the execution was just truly just horrendous because most people probably didn't know how to handle it, because it's just such a weird amalgamation of ideas put together to be canon and not canon. It just overall just weird, right? But whatever. Now I want to express my ideas of the two because I genuinely do see some great stuff with them narratively, and they give such a great emotional impact to stories as a whole that I think they deserve a better place so stories can be better for them in general. Of course, I don't think there will be massive powerhouses like Superman, but if they were placed in a position where they were considered powerhouses, then I think any stories with them fighting would have a much better, way to express them in an action aspect, which would be cool to see because they are already warriors, but seeing them just get smacked up by by characters that are ungodly strong and just get smacked out of screen and never seen again. It's not good. It's not a good look for any character who gets done dirty like that. But I would love them to be in storylines where they can actually do more, if that makes sense. Got any ideas on making either Hawkman and Hawkgirl, either or, just more interesting in general? Comment below your ideas and let's honestly talk about it. Let's workshop. Let's just have fun talking about these two characters and how we can go ahead and brainstorm a storyline, just stuff they can do to make these characters much more interesting, much more closer to the plot, and give them a place in the world of DC where they fit. Let's start off with an easy one with one of my ideas, with them being a sort of vanguard against magical enemies and groups. Nth metal is incredibly effective against magic, something I remember explained by Dr. Fate in the Just League Unlimited series. Hawkman and Hawkgirl being figures or even bridges between the League's tech-based heroes and magic-based heroes would honestly be great to see. With Thanagarian knowledge and technology and their skill sets, they are incredible tacticians and fighters. Honestly, if the writers allow it, if the knowledge from their past lives could be useful, they can bring it into the Justice League. Bringing technology and magic heroes together could overall be a benefit to all heroes around. My second idea would mainly focus on their roles as individuals, as not every lifetime they meet. There isn't a Meliodas or Elizabeth sort of thing going on here, as they are not required to be reincarnated in the same lifetime. It would be interesting to see them individually live their lives helping people while leaving behind a legacy that the other would see, find, and help them if they remember who they are. It would be cool to see the Void God appear and try to influence Hawkman into his services again, and even have Hawkman face off against a second creation that is trying to bring back the Deathbringers. The same thing would happen to Hawkgirl, as she would have to deal with the new Deathbringers and use their reliance on magic as their weakness, as she would be using nth metal weapons against them. I bring this up because Hawkman and Hawkgirl don't really have a signature villain. There is Shadow Thief, but who really cares about Shadow Thief, right? I think it would be really cool if the Void God who created Katar creates another herald to do what he wants him to do, take over all the other planets, and it's much more important for Hawkman to take this man down, and much more effective if the first incarnation fights the second incarnation of the herald of the Void God, and let that be its own storyline. I think that would be incredibly cool. Honestly, it would be cool for Hawkgirl to be involved with Angels as well, because as we know, her original version of herself was an angel. It would be cool that the Angels would use her as a third party to basically directly interfere with affairs the Angels can't touch. That would be pretty damn neat. My third and last idea would pretty much focus on the relationship in movies and anime series, and in general, I want to see their devotion to each other more and more, even if they don't see each other in whatever lifetime they're living in. I'd love to see them fall in love naturally, not because of fate or them knowing each other from a previous incarnation or whatever. I'd love to see them fall in love naturally, following the events of DC and whatever is going on. I'd love to see them go ahead and develop their relationship as that run of that DC universe follows. With whatever continuity or version of Earth, their meeting will be different. One could have their memories, both could, or neither could, but yet both would always be drawn to each other, not by fate, but by a genuine connection made eons ago. It could genuinely be interesting to see how whatever continuity or worlds they're in, how they meet are different, but that connection will always be a constant, no matter the universe. It would be like a love story redone each time beautifully to build both up together as heroes and as a couple. A bit corny in concept, but honestly, I think the best aspect of Hawkgirl and Hawkman's story is the love they share that transcends time. Space too, and honestly, pretty divine if you really think about it. So I think overall, it's pretty sweet. I'm SinnerMan, and this has been another Better Fit for a Better Story video. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and even share if you like the video so much. And I'll see you guys next time. Stay healthy mentally, emotionally, and physically. Peace.